Just wanted to mention, so sorry if you guys hear any background noise. We're not in our normal studio at the moment. We're doing some remodeling on the house and the condo and also the beach house. So the pool's getting some work done. The tennis court. So if you hear any background noise, that's what's going on there. I apologize for that. We'll do our best to keep it at a minimum. I talked to the contractors and kind of chewed them out a little bit, but they said that I'd hired them to work or something like that. So anyway, sorry about that. We'll carry on though. Welcome to another episode of the Brad Johnson Show. I'm your host, Brad Johnson, and today, as usual, I've got an amazing show for you, just what you expect from a world-class entrepreneur, right? Today, we're talking about the nichest of niche podcasts and how to gain exposure and get guests. We're going to solve some of your burning question problems, and super excited about this, we've got one of the titans of communications, one of the big shots of getting your message across. Really, in the communication realm, I'd say he's like the 900-pound gorilla that everyone else wishes they were. Our guest for the interview today is somebody who will help you communicate like never before. Stay tuned for this. This is life-changing. Now let's get into the show. Hit it, James.
The Brad Johnson Show. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Blast off. Welcome to the Brad Johnson Show.
I'm Brad Johnson, and I'm turning losers like you into winners like me.
The Brad Johnson Show with your host, Brad Johnson.
Get ready to start winning.
And now your host, Brad Johnson.
Hey, I'm your host, Brad Johnson. Here as always with the assistant to the host, James Kirkland. Welcome to Welcome to the Brad Johnson Show, where we turn losers like you into winners like me. And this show is all about, it's all about me, but helping you become your best self by becoming more like me. So glad to have you here, pouring my voice into your brain cavity. You will notice there, I outsourced the intro. That was pretty great, right? That was good. So, I'm too busy. My time is too precious to really put much thought or energy into that. So that's why we outsource.
Yeah, just like the rest of the podcast. I mean, you can't put
wealthy entrepreneurs, time becomes more valuable than money because you have so much money that the time is more valuable than the money. So that's really what it comes into. Speaking of time, before we get going, guys, the course, okay? BradJohnsonShow.website/course. I've put so much into this, really. I've poured my heart and soul to give you guys all this knowledge and stuff, and I was really expecting more. The signups, it's been really disappointing. You guys listen, you take all this free content, and all I ask is that you just give a little back, buy the course, it will change your life. I don't understand, it makes no sense. Why would people not buy this course? It's very important that their lives get changed, and this is
and now
the
a word
way
from
to
our
make...
sponsor. Take it away, Brad.
So on this show, I help you salvage the wreckage that is your life. And believe me, if you don't have the course, it is a wreckage. Through my tried and true answers that are guaranteed to change your life, maybe even for the better. Okay, but before we get to your burning questions for the week, it's time for a word from our sponsor.
Protect your home the winner's way. Don't not sign a long-term contract that will keep your security secure. Protect your home the winner's way with AwesomeSecuritySigns.com, the company Brad Johnson trusts. Bigger, flashier, stronger, more reflective. Meet the all-new AwesomeSecuritySigns.com. Forget drilling, sticking, or thinking. Forget alarms and cameras and all that technical, confusing junk. Introducing the most powerful crime prevention system ever. Our brand new contract security subscription service provides you with a new threatening anti-theft sign every month. AwesomeSecuritySigns.com. Don't spend money on an expensive security system. Just get the sign. Guaranteed to make criminals think at least twice before breaking into your home and stealing your stuff. Real good security prepares for the baddest. So we don't just provide signs, we provide backup signs. And backup signs for those backup signs, just in case your sign gets torn down or blown away. Listeners of this show can get an amazing discount by going to AwesomeSecuritySigns.com/BradKnows. Get 5% off your first month subscription. Terms, limitations, and conditions apply. AwesomeSecuritySigns.com. Securely securing your security securely.
Awesome. As you can tell, the Brad Johnson Show just rolling with those, new advertisers. We, kind of have to have a waiting line. So another reason why I don't understand why people haven't bought the course as much as I was expecting them to. Brad Johnson Show .website/course. Okay, it's .website. Stop asking me why it's not .com. It's water under the bridge. We are .website now, so make sure you go to .website/course, okay? All right. With that out of the way, thank you to our awesome sponsor. Now, it's time to get into your burning questions. I'm just going to let that all go. I'm just going to be zen here, and I'm going to pour some more wisdom for free. This is free, okay? All right, James, what's the first question?
Dear Brad, I need your help. Based on your advice to make sure a podcast/business is very niche, I've just started my podcast about pens. My co-hosts and I discuss everything from the ergonomics to the act of writing to ink types and more. It's super exciting. It's been going now for about 7 months and I'm averaging about 8,500 downloads per episode.
Okay, keep going.
I was wondering if you had any suggestions on how to approach others to request an interview on a podcast, especially one just starting up like mine. Any key factors we should include or leave out of an email to them when requesting an interview? Signed, Penned in.
All right. Well, I appreciate the nicheness of this guy's podcast. I mean, that's something. That's really taking it to a whole new level of niche.
He gets the niche stamp of approval.
Yeah, I would say. So, as far as getting guests, that is super important. For me, it's so second nature that getting guests is just easy. But I will let you in on a little secret. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay. The secret is conferences. Okay.
Oh,
if you look at my on my desk right there, hanging from the handle right there, I've got all the lanyards from all the conferences that I've been at. I mean, we're talking all kinds of conferences, from networking, marketing, social media conferences, just influencer conferences, because people like me get to go to just special influencer type conferences. Nobody else is invited, just influencers. And we just influence each other throughout the whole conference. It's very influential. So what I would say is go to a conference or two. I'm assuming they have pen conferences, and if they don't, there's an opportunity, a business opportunity right there. I mean, if you're getting 8,500 downloads per podcast, you have an audience there. They're tuned in. They want what you are giving them. So consider a conference, and then all your guests are just right there in front of you. And I would imagine that it'd be super easy to get guests because anybody who's involved in the pen niche probably has a super boring life. I'm just guessing, but point. I think it's a really good guess, and I'm probably right. Actually, I am right. So pen's boring, so boring life. If you invite someone who's a bigwig, and I don't even know what is a bigwig in the pen industry. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I would recommend. As far as any key factors to include or leave out in the email when requesting an interview, this is universal. Okay? Flattery. It's all about flattery. Yeah. You got to butter them up. I want them slick and with ink. So buttered with inky butter. Mix the butter and the ink and just slather it on. They should be, you probably can't even tell it's a human. There should be so much butter on there. Okay? Now, I don't know what kind of compliments you give people about pens. Hey, dude, your ink is dark. Stuff like that I'm sure really gets to them. Okay? Your pen is comfortable to hold. Whoa. That's what I'm talking about, okay? This is the kind of I'm just spitballing, but this is gold, okay? So, all right. So that's what you need to do.
And I would say, let me just hop in here really quick. If there isn't a conference about pens, it might be time to find something else to do, because honestly, if there's not a conference, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, my advice was to start one, but I think you have a good point. 8,500 downloads, it's okay. It's okay, but it's not it is what it is. It's nowhere near this level of this show, but nowhere near. But yeah, you're right. So if there's not a big enough audience to do a conference and nobody's done one yet, either it's opportunity or it means that it's a dead industry, dead end, and you're wasting your life.
Now, what about handwritten emails?
That
to appeal to the handwriting.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, that would be another niche that he could niche into. Yeah.
Niche mails.
Yeah, basically. I like it. Yeah. Write that down on my idea list. All right, what's the next question?
Question 2. My partner is worried about my overweight. It's their most important issue to the extent of regular arguments. One-sided arguments, since they are right. I am overweight and should be thinner. I do occasionally ask my partner to exercise with me, but they had a hard day, so I shouldn't nag, and it's not their job to fix my overweight. And since I know how important my weight is to my partner, whenever I overeat or eat sweets or carbs, I must do it for spite, not because I need comfort for myself. How should I handle this situation? Signed, Over.
What? Like, that's their... Okay, whatever. Okay, so this is something near and dear to my heart. Like, I've basically been, like, model-style body, like, my whole life. So I can't relate, again, to this, but I know I see a lot of fat people. Okay, I usually don't talk to them, but I see them. And I realize that just thinking about it in my brain, there's two sides to this issue. First, just get healthy, okay? That's why we have the Wellness Well on here. Because you cannot be a good entrepreneur, you cannot crush it and meet your goals if you are not, like, at the top of, like, your personal stamina and physical fitness, okay?
And society's expectations.
Exactly. And that's where I was going with that. I mean, who wants to follow an Instagram page of somebody, I don't want to say it, but who's...
Of a land whale.
Sometimes the truth hurts, okay? That's all I'm saying. You just look at the Instagram following. It's all about that.
The truth burns sometimes. And sometimes it's calories burning when the truth is when it hits.
And that's like because I stand like in my standing desk here while we do this show, I'm burning calories as the truth is burning into the audience. It's all burning. Everything's on fire. Okay, so that's the first thing. Just get healthy. Listen to the Wellness Well. And I think, as far as I know, Sky is still doing personal one-on-one consulting. So I would hit him up. And he would give me an affiliate bump for that. So make sure that you mention my name.
You do have to show up in person, though. He doesn't take any electronic forms of communication.
That is true.
Because it creates extra radiation, including emails and niche mails. They create too much radiation for him.
Yep. So, get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with him. It's my special favor thing, like what I do, just to help you guys out. Because I'm trying to fix the mess that is your life. So that's the first thing. Get healthy. Second, turn this into a business. See, I'm seeing a podcast. I'm seeing maybe a vlog. Well, maybe not at first. Just a podcast at first. Then move into a blog once there's less mass to look at. Do a membership website with a mastermind class, maybe even a conference. I mean, we should make this like as I'm talking about this
conference.
Yeah, as I'm talking about this, I'm getting more pumped. I'm getting more and more pumped. And, like, you could save so much money on the conference location because you would leave the AC off, okay?
Yes.
And they would burn more calories as it's just like a sauna in there with all these fat, sweaty people.
It would be a week-long conference because everyone walks there. And so you have to wait for everyone to get there. So you need the whole week for it to go on.
Nobody is allowed to take transportation to the... Oh, man, I'm getting stoked about this. Okay, so, Over... Like, that was your pen name, whatever. Get in touch with me, okay? Because I want to put you in touch with Sky, and I'm going to hook you up. Because I know the king of conferences and the queen of conferences. I know them both, actually, and they're not even married, so don't even go there. But you know what I mean.
Scandalous.
Oh, man. So, get in touch with me. Let's make this happen. I see this going places. There is a business... Really, this is what I want you guys to take away from this question. There is a business and money in everything. You just have to know how to look. And that's why I'm here. Okay, so I guess we have a few rapid-fire questions. Let's get into those real quick.
Yeah, quick-fire questions.
Let's knock these out.
Here we go.
Yeah. I'm feeling good.
Feel the fire.
Oh, do it.
All right. Randy Stephenson asks, in a glutted space like business and self-development podcasts, how do I get mine noticed?
My podcast here, The Brad Johnson Show, is so well established and well noticed. We've just awards and, just constant downloads and stuff. So it's hard for me to look back and remember what it was like. Because actually, it really wasn't ever like that. It was basically a success right out of the gate. So
instant fame is hard to look back from.
Exactly. It's, and looking at other people that aren't instant fame, it's depressing. And I can't handle depression, okay? I'm up here. This is the good spot. This is where I love being. This is where I hang out.
His hand is really high for those that you can't see.
Way up here, okay? So, looking down, it's just painful. So, how do you get your noticed? I would say do something just crazy. Like, go skydive, record a podcast while you're skydiving without a parachute. Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Next.
All right. Next. Weston Chance asks, trying to get some eyeballs in my custom monogrammed Snuggie business. How much should I expect to pay for a Facebook ad video?
This is Weston. Yeah, Weston Chance, my man. CustomMonogramSnuggies.com. Yeah, so good friend of the show, great guy. Needs some help with his branding and personal grooming, but good guy. And for the ad, so as far as like what you're looking at paying, I'd say it depends on where you get it. Like if you're in the Philippines, you're looking, you shouldn't pay more than $5. Like I would not pay more than $5. Like that is the max, okay? Because you're at the point, Weston. Like I've been watching your business. So Weston, you're not at the point where your time is more valuable than your money, okay? So your money is still just something. Just give it away, okay? And for the ad, if you're looking for actors, let me know. I am classically trained, and
with Snuggies.
Well, not specifically with Snuggies, but just in general. Although I am kind of an aficionado when it comes to Snuggies
with
as
other
well,
sleepwear and
all kinds of stuff. So if you're looking for actors, Weston, hit me up. I might even give you a little discount, and that's saying something. Okay,
what a deal.
Next question.
Last one. Nanook Elwes asks, any tips for organizing a messy workspace?
Okay, so this, I've been thinking about this. There was once upon a time a construction site. This is a very zen story that really will impact your life. So just listen for a minute. There was a university, and they were like, okay, so should we put the sidewalks here? Should we put the sidewalks here? As they're like building it. And they were remodeling a bunch of stuff. So the rooms were here, and the dining common was here, and they're like, okay, what was the most effective way? But what ended up happening is they argued about it for so long that the students were like, forget this. We're just going to walk ourselves, and without sidewalks, which is dangerous, and you probably shouldn't do that. But they did, because it was over in like Southeast Asia or somewhere where they don't care about safety stuff. So these students are just walking, and all over the place. And before long, like the people who are arguing, they turn around and they look, and boom, the people told them where they were going to walk. Okay, so the moral of the story for your messy workspace is don't worry about it. Like let it be messy, and then take a step back after the mess is messed, like completely messed. Like look at it from a 30,000 foot view, and you will see that where everything needs to be. Boom, boom. Okay. So thanks so much for the questions here this week. You guys really, I think they stepped up a little bit from last week. Still not as good as you could do, but it was better. So let's
put the fire in rapid fire, people. Come on, let's pick it up here.
Yep, here we go. All right. Like I teased in the intro there, we have a very special guest. I described him as a 900-pound gorilla, but I don't think they have 900-pound gorillas across the pond, as they say over there. So today I'm introducing. He's British, which is really cool. There's just something sophisticated about a British accent.
I thank you.
Yeah, I totally turn it on when I need to kind of try and get a number or something like that, and it works 60% of the time. It works every time. It's amazing. So, I can't imagine, just, what's that like, just walking around with a British accent?
Oh, well, I suppose it's, just something you live with when you're
yeah.
from...
Well, I forgot to, Nigel Huxford, that's who our guest is, the mystery man revealed.
Yes,
okay, so Nigel Huxford, you, tell us a little bit about yourself, what's your creds?
Well, let me just start out by saying thank you for having me on the show. I believe it's a pleasure. We'll see about that, but I'm a sort of a Renaissance man, I would say.
You're in good company, sir.
Yes, good. That's what I expect.
So you have written a book. That is a claim to fame. I've written several, many. I don't want to brag or anything, but I've written a lot of books. So you've written one. That's cool. Good start. It's called The Art and Craft of Silent Communication as it relates to human interaction and making stuff happen. Why talking is a waste of time. Now
Yes, correct.
Coming from, I'm a podcaster. I talk. That's kind of what I do. So
yes.
You're saying I'm wasting time.
Yes, so I've done extensive research. And
I would expect you to have.
Absolutely, yes. When you're British, you have to do research.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
in a wingback
anything you
chair,
say
right?
is, exactly.
Yes.
I sit next to a fireplace, smoking a cigar and drinking tea, of course. Now, I would say the reason I've done this research to prove my point is because listening to people is laborious. Let's
tell me about
put
it.
it that way. That's the best explanation I can give.
Laborious.
Yes, laborious. Anyway, the problem with that is because my time is so valuable, I must.
I was just talking about that. How valuable, like as an experienced entrepreneur.
Yes. So let me finish my point because my time is so valuable.
Exactly.
I have to get my thoughts out, and when someone else is talking, I'm unable to.
You just want to slap
these
them.
words out.
God.
And
Yes.
so
Okay.
my
Totally
research has
understand.
shown that silent communication through things such as verbal cues and hand motions and signals and all of these
So we're
sorts of
talking, like,
things.
body language. And,
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so those types of things are far more effective, far more innovative, and
So talking is a waste of time, but so you're basically shortening what we have to do in order to get our message across.
exactly. That's correct.
I see.
Very simplified, but
Yeah.
yes.
See,
correct.
that's what I do. I take complex things and I make them super simple.
Now,
because
there's a
I can
difference
understand them.
between minimalism and simplicity, and what we're striving for is minimalism, is removing the
how you
excess,
say
cutting
that
the
word.
fat. Thank you.
Yes.
I get that all the time. Essentially, we're cutting down on the amount of words and increasing the message that's coming across.
So less words, more communication.
Precisely.
Got
and
it.
so this book goes through the different methods of silent communication that require either little or no speech, and it
like
may
it.
include vocal cues but no words.
Okay.
So it's kind of a hybrid of sorts,
Nice.
and it takes a lot of practice. You
So
can't
it's
just dive
semi-silent.
into it.
It's silent, but not silent, but also silent.
The message is not silent, but the words are silent.
See. Okay.
The figurative words are speaking
that's
loud.
great. Okay,
but-
so my audience here at the Brad Johnson Show, very practical. They love to dig into things and really get their teeth dirty on stuff. So
Excellent.
what I was hoping that you could give us is a few practical tips, like just some things that they can kind of put on their Evernote, really make it happen, you know? So like some practical things.
course.
So if I'm going, let's say I'm negotiating a contract, like a big multi-million-dollar contract like I did the other day. Okay?
wonderful.
So when I'm doing something like that, what are some of these cues that I can use to get my communication better?
Now,
and
first of all, the most important cue you can use is referred to as a silencing cue.
Ah.
Now, before you can communicate, you have to silence the other person. So, what
Okay.
you're going to do is, whenever they start talking, if you're negotiating, and let's say you're the person that's trying to negotiate with me,
Okay.
and I'm the one that's being hired for this contract or whatever it might
Okay.
be. Now, whenever you're talking, let's just have you say a few
Okay,
sentences.
so if I'm
and
just
then,
try to talk,
exactly,
and
you're
as
doing a
I'm
business deal,
talking,
and I'm going to jump in with
okay.
the silencing cue. Are you ready?
Yes. All right, sir. Are you ready to do this contract?
Now, see, that's a silencing cue because it startles the other person, and
I
they
was
don't.
very startled.
Good.
That was
that worked, obviously.
I saw one of my contractors just fall off the roof. Have you heard that?
comedy.
Yeah, he's got almost as good as timing as I do. Now, I'm assuming that these signals are pretty universal. So you're British, and I don't speak that language. But if I'm negotiating with you and I use that noise, you would still know what I meant. Is that correct?
Yes. Now that you do have to take into account dialects and
Regional accents.
exactly that type of thing. So you would get the general idea, but yours would sound slightly different. So when
Okay.
you would do it, it would be more of a like, and there would be an R sound at the end because we don't say that sound in Britain in British parlance and parliaments.
Okay. Parlance and parliament. Okay,
Yes.
cool. All right. So what's another one? Okay, so that's I'm just like somebody's talking and I just need to stop them in their tracks.
Yes.
What's another
The
one?
silencing cue. The
Okay.
next one is
Silencing
going
cue.
exactly. The next one is going to
Write
be
that down, James.
the next one is going to be if you want to imply disagreement with someone. So they're talking.
I do that all the time.
Good, excellent. You
Yes.
never want to agree with someone because
no.
yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
So the reasoning for that is that if you agree with someone, it gives credence to their position, which you don't want to do that at all. Yes, you don't, because if you give them any ground in that respect, they're going to take
take a kilometer, give a pound. You know how that goes. Yeah, exactly.
That's a very common
So-
saying.
it's
like
going
right
to
now,
be-
I'm not nodding or shaking my head. It's going in a circle.
Great.
So we're all good.
Excellent. Yes, that means that you've neutralized and are able to receive
go.
the things I'm saying.
Yep.
So now, if let's say you were disagreeing with me, which you would never do, but let's say you were disagreeing with me, and let's just have you do another example sentence, and I'll jump in with the next cue.
Okay, so you're going to disagree with me.
Yes.
Because I'm wrong.
No, I'm not going to. I will disagree with you.
Got it. Okay, so the moon landing totally was real and totally. Wow. Okay.
You see how piercing that is?
I see
it's
what you're
very
doing.
nasally.
I can't go on right there.
Excellent.
Okay.
Now try it again.
Okay.
Try it again.
John F. Kennedy was totally not assassinated by the CIA. Okay.
See, that one was a little lower. That one
Yeah.
was a little lower because
Okay.
it wasn't. I didn't disagree quite as much, but just a little bit. It was
So the
slight
amount,
disagreement.
the pitch determines your amount.
Exactly.
Okay, that's so good. Give us another one. I'm eating this up like a hungry person at a buffet.
Great. The third one is going to be when you have to exhibit frustration. You're trying to break the other person down and discredit their opinion in the discussion because you don't want them to you don't want them to have any sense of importance or relevance to the conversation.
Okay.
So this one is a little more abrupt. It goes on for a little longer, so be prepared for that.
All right.
Give me another example sentence.
Okay. I'm really frustrated with how people are not signing up for the course like I was hoping that they would.
No. Do something that someone would actually be frustrated about and wouldn't care about.
The repairs on my house are taking super long because they are just not working as hard. Whoa.
The second one was for emphasis.
Okay. Nice. I like it. Okay, so these are all kind of on the negative side. Like I want my podcast to be kind of a little bit uplifting here and there just because a lot of these people don't have they don't have perfect lives like I do. So I don't want them getting too depressed. Like they need to stay depressed so that they move to the next level, but just enough so they move to the next level. So I want to bring them up. What's something that we can do as we're talking and somebody we just really like what they're saying? Like the people who are listening to this podcast, they're liking what I'm saying all the time. And I want to give them a way like that they can really show that with some nonverbals. So if I'm talking, I'm just like, man, you have a great haircut, and I'm just really complimenting you on your hair and how awesome it looks. Well, like give me the verbal cue that we'd be able to throw in that somebody's like, oh yes, I agree and enjoy what you're saying. So
yes, so
man, Nigel, you have a great haircut. It is so on point and fleek. Ooh, okay, all right.
Yes, it's the ooh.
I like that.
It's very. No, it's higher,
Okay.
but don't, it's higher. You don't want to hurt yourself, but it needs to be. They need to hear kind of a ringing noise after the sound stops.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It
it's,
makes
more like or
Okay.
usually the
yeah.
is the better sound.
I love this. I so love this. I don't want to agree with you, but I love this. Okay, so Nigel, we have covered a lot of ground today. What is one thing that I haven't asked you that you would like to leave the listeners with?
If I had to distill it into one takeaway phrase, or
Distillation.
Distillation.
Yes.
It's crucial.
Alcohol.
Not exactly. If I had to give one piece of advice, it would be this: never underestimate the value of silence when it comes to the other person. For you, always value the importance of being the loudest person in the room, because
communicating
the loudest person in the room
words
always
or not with words.
Exactly.
Yes.
The person with the loudest voice, whether it's verbal or non-verbal, is always right. That's how it works.
Yes. See, I'm learning. All right, Nigel. That was great. Definitely want to have you back on the show. Love to have. Anyway, great talking with you. We'll catch up soon. All right, James. That was fantastic. I think I nailed that interview. Nigel was pretty good too.
That was great. I love his accent. It's great. It's stellar. Honestly,
the British accent is just it's so like people just when you use it just right, like they. Yeah, like I know how to do it, and like
I love the British accent. It's so nice, kind of like that sort of thing.
Sometimes people actually ask me if I'm from Brittany, like for real. Anyway, so now it's time for the sound of my social footprint. This is where I read what you guys have to say about what I had to say, and say what I have to say about that. All right, James, what kind of tweet action did we have this week?
All right, our Twitter tweet bird was tweeting away this week. We got 4 tweets this week in the notes that I pulled from. First one is at kindoffunguy992918. Brad's show has changed my life. I'll literally never be the same because of his advice. Hashtag Brad knows. Hashtag winners only.
I can't even tell you how often I get that. Like, I cannot tell you. So thanks for that kind of fun guy. You're kind of fun.
Second tweet is at Gumball Dictator. Great advice on how to stop a stalker boss last episode.
Oh, that was great advice.
It was.
Yeah.
I've used the social media slapdown many times and it always works. Hashtag Brad knows. Hashtag slapdown.
Oh yeah.
Let's get that trending, guys.
I'd say we should get that trending. That's my line. At Gumball Dictator, part of the course, like, he actually came through. He's one of those listeners that came through. Like I said before, I don't understand. Like, this course is going to change your life. And I put it out there, and I'm just asking, a little bit of kickback. So people, be like Gumball Dictator and just make sure, get the course. You'll learn what that social media slapdown is. I'm not hiding this information from you. I'm just putting it behind a paywall. Okay? So make it happen. All right, what's the next tweet?
At the World is Flattish says, aside from being a straight up winner, what does Brad Johnson do for a living? Hashtag Brad knows. Hashtag Winders only.
Oh yeah, that's what we do. What do I do for a living? Winning. There's really no. It's just everything is winning. So thank you guys so much for your tweets and your interaction today. Now, like I always do at the end of the episode, I've filled your mind with so many golden nuggets. Your mind cavity is just crammed full of little nuggets of gold that came out of my mouth and just dropped right into your mind cavity. And now it's time for us to kind of dial things back a bit and give you some wisdom from someone else that may not be as good, but is still there. The quote for the day. The dominant cause for the discrepancy between progress in healthcare and microchip industries appears to lie in the disparate rates of knowledge turns between the two industries. Knowledge turns are indicators of the time it takes for an experiment to proceed from hypothesis to results and then lead to a new hypothesis and new results. Wow. That quote is from Andrew Grove, JAMA 2005, in a talk by Josh Summer, Cordoma Foundation 2010 at the SAGE Congress. The SAGE Congress, that's an exclusive group. Like, not
is that a cooking show? I can't remember for sure.
No, and actually, like the tumbleweed type, it's like out in the desert, and it's just really exclusive.
Oh, this is like a Coachella kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, but it's Burning Man.
But mastermind, think entrepreneur, think influencer, think Brad Johnson. That's you get the idea. So yeah. Anyway, great quote from Andrew Grove. Really, take that with you this week and see what it'll do. So it probably won't do quite as much as all the other, wisdom you've gotten from this show so far. But, take it for what it's worth, which may not be a lot, but it is something. So make sure, people, get the course. Again, apologize for not being in the official studio. Hopefully we'll be back there next week. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Get the course, bradjohnsonshow.website/course. Get it, buy it, make it happen, change your life. That's what I'm here for. It's like I said, the show is about me, and it's all about me helping you change your life to become more like mine and become a winner like Brad Johnson is, because I am. Anyway, till next week, we'll talk to you soon.
And I'm James Kirkland.
And this is the end of the Brad Johnson Show.
Thanks for listening to the Brad Johnson Show, where every episode we bring you tips, tricks, interviews, advice, and answers to fix the mess that is your life, while helping you stop being a loser and start winning in business, health, and your personal life. Show us your face, tweet us your tweets, and Insta your grams at Brad Johnson Show. The Brad Johnson Show. Winners only.